Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss about the third chapter within the demand forecasting and information collection chapter. So basically in the previous videos we explained the first part of the three things that the marketing information system, that is the MIS, relies on. So in the previous video we discussed about the internal company records. This time we're going to discuss about the marketing intelligence system. Now in contrast to the internal records, marketing intelligence system completely relies on the external data, right? It is not related to the internal data of the company. It is completely about collecting information of the external environment. Now if you go into the definition of it, so marketing intelligence system is basically a method of collecting information and data of the market in which you are already operating in, or in which you want to enter or penetrate, and to analyze the opportunities and threats vis-a-vis your competitors, right? Another important thing to understand is that once you have collected that information needs to be analyzed properly. Once that analysis is done, only then the company can take a proper business decisions. Because I mentioned this in last video also, information overload will not help any company. Even if you have collected so much data but you don't know how to analyze it, how to group it together to get meaningful results, that data is of no use, right? Now what are the main goals of the marketing intelligence system? Now the first main goal is collecting the competitors intelligence, right? So this means the company needs to collect the all the possible information about their competitors, but in an ethical way, through the public records, to the government records that are there, that are available for the public viewing, through that, right? So the company can check into the competitors performance, their revenues, what are the new products they have launched, or how are they catering to their marketing strategies, which is the demographic group that they are targeting. All that information that is available in public domain, they can access and collect the information related to it, right? Second one is the product intelligence. Now the product intelligence is very important. If for example if you want to enter a new market, you need to know what are the products that are already in the market that are similar to what you are going to launch in that market, right? So that is very important. And how, if you're already in the market, then how your competitor's product or service is better than yours. What are the key services or key factors that are differentiating that particular product, how you can increase your efficiency and give better product or better service based on that information collection, right? Third one is the overall market understanding. Now the overall market understanding means how is your company in terms of revenue versus the competitor, what is your market share versus the competitors, right? What is the total market size, all the holistic view of the market, the overall holistic view, that is also important. Because the bigger the view, the better the understanding of where you stand in the market. So there are various ways of collecting the information in the marketing intelligence system, right? So there are different ways by which you can collect that information, right? So let's see what all ways are there in which a company can collect that information, right? Now the first one is very normal and many companies utilize this, that is the surveys, right? Now these surveys in today's period are usually online, but if you go to the stores, you will find people engage in in-person surveys also. You have telephonic surveys. Sometimes there are automated messages after a particular call, where they ask you to rank that particular call, rank their service, rank their product, how did you like it, so all those things, right? Surveys are very much collected through email also, right? So post purchase emails usually have market survey links in them, which they expect you to fill up, right? Then you have questionnaires, polls, focus groups. So all these things come under surveys. Survey is very important for a company, because with the help of the survey, the company knows what the customer is actually thinking about their product or service, and this helps them to improve many folds, provided the survey is easy to understand, quick to fill, and it is not taking too much time of the customer. Because if the customer is is agitated by the whole survey filling thing, there comes a point where he will just end up giving very average answers, and that won't help the company, right? So designing a survey is another very important topic, but again, survey is one of the key factors of calculating the information for the company, right? Others is the sales force inputs. Now, for the brick and mortar stores, it is very important that the company takes input from their sales force, because the sales force directly interacts with the product, service, and the customers, right? So they can give you the holistic view of what the customers think of the product and service, how they give the input of improvements and all those things, which is very important. Similarly, inputs from the vendors and distributors is also very important, right? Because vendors and distributors give you again a very holistic view, a very overall good market view of a big chunk of the customers, right? So again, that information is very important. What other thing that that big retailers usually do is hire an external expert, mostly mystery shoppers. These mystery shoppers do store audits as well as site audits. Now, in store audits, they usually see how easy or difficult was it for them to find the product. Was the staff good in assisting me? Did they help? How was the checkout process? Similarly, there are many companies that use external forces for their website audits. Now, website audits is basically how customer friendly is your homepage, how customer friendly are your category pages, product pages, how easy was it for them to check out, were they given coupon codes and discounts or not, how was their overall experience of buying, how was their post purchase experience. So all those things are done through external. Why external? Because they are unbiased, they will give you a true view as a customer, right? Other ways of collecting information is using government documents. Now, government documents basically revolve around let's say the demographics of a particular area, regional migrations, census reports, all those things, right? So they are important while you are calculating the collecting the macro environment factor, especially the demographics, right? Next one is directly purchasing the information from some outside firms that do the analysis and collections for you. So there are many firms that basically analyze the markets of various fields, and they collect data, and obviously that data is available in public domain, and you can buy buy that data from them, and obviously that's very legal and ethical, and you can use that data. It's basically someone else is doing your job, and that saves you time, right? So it's just that. So you buy that data and then you can use it for your analysis and finally market research, right? Now the last one is very important, that is the biggest one that's happening around, that is collecting information through internet. Now internet is very important because the things that are included in internet are your public blogs, right? Customer complaint websites, you have independent forums, your feedback websites and links of the company, then you have customer review blogs, customer review sites. All those things are really important, right? Because internet gives a freedom to the customer to express themselves, and then without even being noticed. So websites allow even anonymous reviews and intakes from the customers, so that way you can keep your identity hidden, but still the company would know what is the general public is thinking. So today, you see, if you shop on Amazon, first thing that you notice before making a final purchase is the reviews. Reviews are so much of importance. If it is less than 4-star rating, you will doubt that particular product, you won't buy. If it's more than 4.3, 4.5, you will still take a good look at it. You will see how many people have bought it, how many reviews are there. All those things are very important in purchase decisions, and it is important for the company that they get good reviews, their product is sold well, and they listen positive about their product, right? That's why internet is like the key to all this, right? Now we have talked about what the ways of information collection. Now let's talk about the macro environmental factors that affect the overall information collection of the MIS system, right? So the first one is demographic. Now demographic is really important, right? We have discussed demographics in segmentation, targeting, and positioning video also. So what does demographics basically include? It includes the overall population. It includes what is the sex ratio, what is the population mix, what are the ethnic groups in your particular area, what is the education group of the particular area, what is the household purchase pattern of the particular, all this comes under the demographics, right? The second one is the economic. Like economic is equally important because the economic factors basically include what is the purchasing power of the group in a particular area, right? So purchasing power is basically how much they can spend to buy your particular commodity or service, right? Then what is the income distribution? There may be areas where not all population has a good average income, right? There can be groups which are very low earning, there can be groups which are high earning, right? So which group are you targeting? What is the income distribution? Are you ready to target that particular group or not? Is your product actually catering to that? Will it satisfy their needs and wants or not, right? Then the third one that's really important in economic factor is the consumer psychology. How do the customers perceive your product? So if they perceive your product to be very luxurious, do they have the purchasing power for it? If they think your product is utilitarian, so if they think that your product will solve their particular problem and is necessary for their daily household needs, then what will be their purchasing power? What is the cost of the product? How do they perceive the value versus cost? So all those things, these factors come under economics, right? Now socioculture is basically what is the view and thinking of the general public about themselves, about the society, about the organization, about the nature. So socio-culture is basically more dependent upon the society. It's basically how an individual perceives himself or herself vis-a-vis the group in which they revolve, the society, what are the ideas of that particular society about the nature, the preservation. All those things are really important, right? Now this is a very broad prospect, but this is really important to consider depending upon the product you are dealing with, right? Now natural is again very common. So natural is basically is your product environment friendly or not? What is the disposal norms for a particular product once it has ended its life? What are the waste disposable norms in your country or the particular region in which you want to launch the product? How is the overall society there vigilant about the waste disposal thing and environmental conservation? So all those things come under that, right? Technological factors basically include what is the R&D spending for that particular product or the organization or the overall general space, right? What are the opportunities for innovation in the particular field? That is also important. So from the current particular product, how we can improve and give you a better product in the market, right? Now what another factor is within technology is what is the acceleration of pace of change. Now sometimes what happens is there is a lot of research behind a particular product, there are a lot of findings, but those never get implemented. Now that is again of no use, right? So if you have developed a particular research, you have a particular blueprint ready with you, but that particular product is not coming into the market, is not materializing basically, then it's of no use, right? So that again that also needs to be checked upon, right? Now what are the political and legal laws in the particular area, in the particular market you want to launch? Those are very important. So what are the laws, what are the government agency laws in the particular area? What are the groups, ethnic groups or pressure groups in your particular area that influence the general public and organization in the particular area? So all these factors are really important. So I have listed all these particular properties and I think that was easy to understand. Now coming to the final part, what are the advantages of using marketing intelligence, right? So the first one is you get the holistic view of the market, external view of the market. You basically by the end of calculation of the collecting and analyzing the intelligence data, you are through with the internal records and the external records. You're ready for making the final decisions and forecasting, right? So you've got the external, you've got the internal, now you are ready to do your math. That's it, right? What is second thing that you get to know from marketing intelligence is what is the probability of your customer retention. How, like, you can calculate, you can get an idea of whether you'll be able to retain your customers or not, right? It will help you in overall sales process. Obviously all this information will definitely help you in engaging the customer more, giving better product, and overall that is why the sales will increase, customer retention will increase, and customer acquisition will also come, right? The overall next is the overall process efficiency. Now the overall process, the sales process, the after sales process, the grievances process, all this will definitely increase and it will become smoother. And the thing you have to realize is this information collection never gets on hold. It's always there. It's initially it may be for product or service launch, but later on it becomes part of the process improvement. So you are always collecting the data, you're always working on it, you're always analyzing it to keep on improving, right? Now the last one is competitive advantage. Now when you are working with so much data, so much real-time information is getting fed into the system, obviously you will have a greater competitive advantage, because obviously you are getting more information, you are taking care of what your customers are doing, what your product is doing, performing, and what your competitors are also doing. So obviously you will have a first mover advantage in mostly everything, right? So I hope this third chapter was important. So basically it's quite a very large chunk of demand forecasting and information collection chapter. So I'll see you in the next video. I hope this video was informative for you. Please take care. Thank you. Please subscribe.